Truth Be Told, television. Car Chronicles, interview. Starring host DJ KG, co-host Rob Rich, special guest Mykael Lane. Let's go. Car Chronicles show.
Man, hold up, it's going down. It's your boy K Jizzle.
What it do, baby? It's your boy Rob Rich, man. The Car Chronicles, we live.
Say, man, I'm hyped up, man. I've been hyped up all day, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to get these jewels dropped. I'm ready to learn. I'm always ready to learn. And it don't matter what age for me. So you know what I'm saying? Man, without no further ado, I would like to introduce to everybody Mr. Mykael. Let me get that right. Mykael Lane.
Yes, sir.
What's up,
Yes,
man?
sir.
Welcome to the show, man.
Welcome,
Thank you.
welcome, man.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Peace and blessings, and in my community we say shalom.
Already.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
I don't even know. I've been watching you for a moment. I'm just gonna go and get into it because I'm eager. I've been watching you for a moment, man, and my daughter is into real estate, but just to give a brief, won't you tell our viewers, about you and who you are, what you do?
Cool, cool. Yeah, so my name is Mykael Lane. I actually grew up on Fort Hood, Texas. So, Fort Hood and Killeen, they kind of go hand in hand, right? It's like it's sister city, but Fort Hood is like, the largest military base in the United States. So I didn't move to Killeen until I was actually in high school. Right. So I grew up, it was very diverse. Every house had someone that's originally not from Texas, right? You're
Mm.
talking about all over the place, Alaska, from Alaska to Georgia to Florida to California to Seattle, right? Everybody from everywhere. So I got the opportunity to grow up in that type of environment, and it really was a blessing to me, and it wasn't really city vibes either. If you've ever been on Fort Hood before they started building it up, it was really kind of like a forest. So I'm in the forest with the city people.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So that was pretty interesting. And then I moved to Killeen, started going to Killeen Ellison Ninth Grade Center in 2000 or 1999, and then I ended up graduating from Shoemaker, which is really a new high school.
Okay, I think my son, is it my son and my daughter graduated from there? Yeah,
Right, right.
yeah.
So yeah, but I started I barely graduated. I was cool with the vice principal. He had me upstairs vacuuming floors, so because he was gonna help me walk. You know what I'm saying? Like if you look, matter of fact, so it's 2023. So my class just had their 20-year reunion. Okay, I wasn't there, but if you look on the photo when everybody's wearing their cap and gown, I ain't in it because I had no idea that I was even gonna walk. So I'm not even in that picture. I'm in the picture, they got a regular picture where everybody got their regular clothes on. They in the gym, like a preliminary picture, right? Where everybody's sitting where they supposed to sit and they just take a shot, right? But the real shot, when everybody put on their cap and gown, I'm not even in it because I didn't even know I was gonna graduate.
Oh
Wow.
wow.
And it wasn't because I wasn't right smart up here. I was just not. I was one of the types that wasn't really engaged with what was going on in the school. Now, what helped me
Mm,
was I was engaged with the teachers. I was
mm,
Oh.
building relationships with the teachers and things of that nature. You know what I mean? Like just cool relationships and stuff like that. Because I'm a people person.
mhm,
So that's how I was able to basically graduate. And then from there, I ended up, kind of getting out there a little bit in Killeen. It was kind of new to me because I was kind of sheltered on Fort Hood. So there's not a lot of trouble to get into Fort Hood. I mean, we go like knocking on people's door and running, knocking over people's trash cans, cow tipping, stuff like that.
uh,
Yeah, okay. All right.
You know what I mean? But by the time I got to Killeen, it was a whole different vibe. People skipping school and, smoking marijuana, kind of in that whole little realm that we kind of, most of us all kind of get into as teenagers. But I kind of took it to the left. I'm an extremist.
uh,
Huh. Hey.
what you mean by that?
Yeah, for real. Cause I'm like, wait a that's
Yeah,
bull.
so I started getting into my uncle was a hustler, right? And my uncle used to
Uh,
live with us. So he used to live with us. Matter of fact, he was in the NFL. His name is Ray Thompson. And he used to be in the NFL. And when he got out the NFL, he kind of went down that dark path as well. He was living with us from the time I was like 12, maybe until the time I was about like 14, 15, something like that. And he was just like my because he had played in the NFL, so he was my guy, right? I just looked up to him so much. I was playing football at the time, I wanted to have the same number as him, wanted to play the same position as him, things of that nature. But he wasn't in the NFL no more.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He was basically like a drug user, a drug seller, and a womanizer.
mm,
So he would take me to Killeen with him when he would, make his little runs or whatever, right? So that's how I kind of got hip to that type of lifestyle. You know what I mean? And then
yeah.
by the time I hit Killeen and I hit 18, now I'm in that same type of lifestyle. So, but I kind of just took it left. So my mom was like, "Yeah, I guess somebody came knocking on the door looking for me one time or something like that." She was like, "Yeah, you got to get out of Killeen," and so she sent me to Abilene, Texas.
Oh,
I know, right?
Oh, really?
terrible.
Yeah, yeah. She sent me to Abilene, Texas. And I got some family that live out there in West Texas.
Already, I got some too. Oh man, my computer don't went blank on me.
Yeah, yeah. So after that, so I ended up joining the Navy in Abilene when I was 21. I only spent 1 year in
Wow.
the Navy because my fingers got cut off.
Huh?
Mm,
He said, "Huh?" Yeah, look.
oh wow.
Oh
Yeah.
man, bro, what happened?
Yeah, so that's a
Oh,
that's an interesting story too. I was working on, so I'm on the big ship. I'm in Virginia, and we on the big ship. The big carrier that shoot the airplanes off and they catch them, right?
Mm,
So the
yeah.
airplanes they get shot off by this catapult thing
mm,
called a catapult, and they catch coming back down on something called a wire or a arresting gear engine wire. So the wire had to be replaced. So long story short, during the process of replacing the wire, we were taking a brand new wire off of what's called the spool. It's basically like if you think of like a toilet paper roll, right? The wire got to come off of this toilet paper roll, so to speak, right?
Mm.
Off of the huge, huge metal toilet paper roll. So there was a lot of slack in the roll in the spool, and my hand ended up getting caught in it. So really my here this gonna be crazy, right? Really my fingers didn't get cut off, they got pulled off.
ah,
Right. They got
man.
pulled off because they
Wow.
went into a small groove, and when they went bam like that and I yanked back like this, because if I wouldn't have, it would have took my whole hand. So that's the
Wow.
reason why they couldn't sew my fingers back on, is because they was quote unquote mangled. So what
Mm.
they end up doing is they end up shaving my bone down and sewing the skin over my finger. So that's why it's short like this.
Uh,
Oh, man.
you got a medical discharge?
No, here's where it get crazy too. You
He
want more
said,
crazy?
No.
So they end up telling me that I failed my first urinalysis coming off of boot camp. So in the Navy, it's a zero tolerance policy. It's not like the Army. You can in the Army, I don't know about Air Force and things of that nature, but I know in the Army, you get caught, with a hot urinalysis or something. They have like some processes of some reprimands, right? In the
mm,
Navy, it's got what's called a zero tolerance policy. So they will separate you.
Mm,
So I've been in this Navy, the United States Navy, for a whole year,
mm-hmm.
working my way up. I'm out the mindset like, man, I'm gonna be in this my whole life. We traveling. I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to, understand this lifestyle, right? Because it's a lifestyle that you got to acclimate yourself to. Being living on a ship,
nah,
right?
nah,
And you don't
nah,
swim, Kay?
nah. I saw
Say,
Titanic, bro. I saw Titanic. No, nah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, say if you seen this Montgomery thing, we got some swimmers though, right? You seen the Montgomery the thing they call
Oh yeah,
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 yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. The
yeah.
dude jumped off the boat. Yeah,
The
yeah,
dude jumped
yeah.
out the boat. Yeah, we got some swimmers though.
We do, we
Don't
do.
get it
Black
twisted.
people can't swim. Yeah.
Oh, y'all wrong. Y'all do. Oh, y'all wrong. I just caught that one. Y'all wrong.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That was wrong.
So so yeah, so yeah, so that was so they ended up separating me, saying that I failed my urinalysis from when I got off the
I
bus.
don't think
And I
Uh,
probably did, right? But they should have separated me
at that
once
time.
they at that time, right? But they let me in for over a whole year and kind of hung that and said, "Look, this dude, man, he's cool, right? He'd be beneficial to us, but if he mess up one time, we got some ammo on him. We're gonna get him out of here." So that's exactly what happened.
Oh man, that is crazy.
man. Say, you done been through a lot, man. That's all I can say. Jeez, man. Uh, oh, what's good, Papa Charlie? What's the deal? Uh, so, what business are you in?
Man, so me and my business partner Jerry Pearson, we
Shout out to
specific
Jerry.
yeah, shout out Jerry Pearson, man, that's my guy. We're in the wholesaling real estate business.
Okay.
That's what we do. That's what we do. So it's just a form or a strategy that you can utilize in real estate to make a large amount of money in a short amount of time. Especially if you're coming from where a lot of our community comes from, where we don't really have the money, because we think about real estate and the first thing we think about, or the first thing that I thought about, was rentals. Like, I
Hmm.
got to get a
That's
rental.
yeah.
You
That's
know
what.
what I mean? I got to get a duplex, or I got to get a fourplex, and then eventually I can get an apartment, and then I'm in real estate, right? But a lot of times you need, capital to be able to acquire, you know, um, real estate, right?
Hmm.
Not all the time, but most times, especially if we don't have the knowledge and the information to be able to utilize certain type of, strategies and loopholes and things like that to get around that, right? So I always say it's three phases to real estate. It's creating cash flow, and then creating wealth.
Mm.
It's difficult to create cash flow if you don't have the cash to invest in those cash flowing assets, right? So we got to start at phase one, which is creating cash, right? So wholesaling real estate is basically, in a nutshell, flipping houses. And I'm going to circle back. I'm saying flipping houses, but you're really not flipping houses. But it's flipping houses with no money, no credit, no experience, no license. I never even fixed the house up. Sometimes I don't ever even see the house.
Mm,
Mm, man.
that's what I'm talking about. Is there
Yeah.
something that you are teaching to the community? Is there like a class that you're
So
doing, or is that how people get involved?
while you saying that, let me. I'm finna pull up some while you talking. So I want people to see this right here.
Okay.
Uh,
But the answer to that question is yes, it is our desire to teach our community. Yeah, there we go right there. August 17th, we're going to be in Harker Heights, 103 East Mockingbird Lane and Harker Heights from 6 to 8 p.m. And when I tell you we're gonna be giving away the game. It's no upsells, it's no secret Santa prizes or anything like that. We're not trying to charge anybody. Look, we're gonna be giving away this game for free, not just how to do one deal, because that's what's important is understanding how to source your own real estate deals. That's something that the brokers, the real estate agents, and the real estate investors covet. It's the number one, in my opinion, it's the number one skill set that you can have as a real estate investor or as someone that is in the real estate industry. Is to be able to source your own deal, because otherwise you always going to be paying somebody else for a deal,
mm,
right? And it's always going to be a premium.
okay.
Right. So we teach how to source your own deal, one deal, and then how to take that one deal and turn it into 100 deals.
Mm,
Man.
that's what
That's
I'm
right.
talking about.
That's right.
Hey,
How
y'all get
long? Oh, go ahead.
man. Y'all get in the comments, man. Y'all hear this man dropping. Man, I ain't even know all this.
Yeah, you dropping straight game over here. Uh, how long have you been doing this process?
So
And
I
are and
started,
oh, I'm sorry. And are you self taught?
so not, I would say self-taught. So first to answer the question part A, we've been in it since 2019. I've been in it since 2019. I think Jerry started 1 year before me. So about 4 going on 5 years.
Okay.
Right, going on 5 years.
Man, good.
Yeah, and then YouTube University.
YouTube University. Get
Beautiful.
YouTube
free
University,
game.
free game. That's right. I studied a few people. It's a little bit different now. Like if you type in wholesaling real estate on any of your social media platforms, or if you were to type it into YouTube, you're going to get a bunch of different people telling you a bunch of different, you know, things in regards to that specific strategy. About 4 years ago, there wasn't that many people doing it. It's super flooded now, but
Yeah.
at the beginning there wasn't that many people doing it. So there was a guy named Max Maxwell, a brother,
Uh-huh.
that I started listening to first. And at the time, I had just beat a 20-year prison charge,
Mm,
Man.
right? My case got dismissed due to like a illegal search and seizure type stuff. I know it was the most high, you know what I mean, but technically, it was a illegal, what they called it was an illegal search and seizure, right? That's a whole crazy story. But when I got out, see, the lawyer had knew that I had some wisdom, because I was telling them boom, 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 like they shouldn't have done this and they shouldn't have done this. I really wasn't even studying no law or nothing like that. I was just understanding, like, well, if they did this, then why could this happen type stuff, right? So he went and looked up the law and saw that it was on my side, that it had changed actually, and it was on my side. So he filed a motion to suppressed all evidence. My case got thrown out. He hired me.
wow.
So I'm a five-time felon working in this law firm now.
Whoa.
That's a
Man.
story right there.
For real,
Yeah,
this by itself is a whole man, that's a book right there.
yeah. So I worked there for 5 years. I got out in 2000. I got out in about 2016, I think. So I worked there for about 4 years. Because when I started this, I was doing both at the same time. I was working in a law firm and trying to get my feet in this real estate. But the crazy thing about it is, uh, real estate and law go hand in hand.
Hmm.
You really can't have one without the other,
Hmm.
right? So I picked up so much game working in a law firm that by the time I hit this real estate, people, they understand like the sales and stuff like that, right? They understand the real estate market, but they don't understand that law piece. Me, it's just clicking, boom. Oh snap! I know what's going on with that divorce. Oh snap! I know how to do a affidavit of heirship when somebody dies. Oh snap!
Hmm.
I know how to take care of a foreclosure. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm already knowing how to do this stuff. So it just started flowing. It just started rolling, and that's why we were able to take. That's one of the reasons why we were able to take off so quick.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Man, that's dope, man. I can't believe, man. You should write a book about that one, man.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I
um,
appreciate that.
a question I wanted to ask you was, what keeps you excited about your work and wanting to do more?
Man, that's a great question. That's a great question. So,
Shout out, my bad. Shout out,
oh yeah, that's
Tony.
my guy.
Wealth is gangster in the building. What's up with it? Already, I gotta give me a shirt. I got to go down there and give me a shirt, man. I gotta do an interview with you too. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
My bad.
yeah, yeah. Um, Man, one of the things that keep me excited, first and foremost is faith. I mean, I feel like I'm in the right place. I feel like I'm doing the right thing. I feel like everything that I've been through in life set me apart and made me ready for this road that I'm traveling right now. So it's a vision, it's a purpose thing, you know.
Hmm.
Um,
Definitely.
right, right. So it's a purpose thing. And then after that, it's about the family. You know what I mean? Like, especially in our community, our family was taken away from us. We all family, but the family dynamic was taken away from us. So, my father, he didn't even know his father till he met him on his deathbed. You know what I'm saying? And then my father he was in my life. He wasn't not in my life, but he was of the attitude that, look, I did it without mine. You can do it without yours. You know what I'm saying? So family is very important to me. And I think that once we get out of survival mode of working so much, it's okay to have a 9 to 5, and it's okay to be, a so-called employee or whatever, but we have to be creating avenues to be able to separate from that to a degree, so that we can buy our time back. And then whenever we can buy our time back, then we can point that time to, our families, and then that next generation and things of that nature. So when I have that vision of, man, I'm like the first person in my family to be wealthy. And wealthy just
Hmm.
don't mean dollar signs. Wealthy
Hmm.
means, healthy, right? It means yeah, it means your mindset, right? It means certain type of habits, certain type of discipline, creating that family dynamic, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? To be able to pass that down and then have an understanding, okay, well, what are my children going to establish? I tell my son every day, look, you a lawyer and you a real estate developer.
Huh?
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what you are.
Already.
You know
Hey,
what
That's
I
fine.
mean?
bet. I feel
Yeah.
that for real. I speak it into existence.
That's
There you
right.
go. There you go.
And
You a restaurant owner. Like you all these things, right? So that's what, keeps me excited knowing that it's not just about me, but it's about a legacy.
now
Definitely.
you saying that about the kids, I got to go in,
I
man.
know that.
I'm finna share something else. See you, I'm on my game, man. I'll be watching you, man, and I'll be watching Wealth is Gangster. I'll be watching my kinfolk. Oh, what happened to my volume, man? Oh, my bad, y'all.
earn that money? How you gonna get it?
Do you have an idea? Do you have a plan? Simple. Like you gotta write it down. You need to know how you can make $520.75 every week from Friday to Friday, from Monday to Monday. You got to be able to bring in $520.
Reach your
Remember,
goal.
we was talking about budgeting. We was talking about saving. We was talking about spending. We was talking about investing.
Yeah.
You got to be right with your budget if you're going to earn and save $520.75 on a weekly basis. We're going to meet.
Yeah, yeah.
Say, hold up, man. Say, hold up. Straight game, man. Look at
Yeah.
man. You like a teacher, a school teacher that's just breaking it down to the common. Like, bro, I understood everything you was talking about.
You know what's so amazing about that? I was 32 years old before I knew the difference between an asset and a liability.
Mm.
It
Mm.
wasn't part of
And
my
that's sad.
vocabulary.
Yeah.
It wasn't part of my vocabulary. It wasn't where my mind was at. It wasn't where my focus was at in life. Finances, it just wasn't financial literacy. It wasn't a part of my, my understanding or my worldview, right? So to be able to be where I am today and be able to pour back into the youth, and break some things down like that for them and just hopefully inspire them to work on they plan or whatever their vision might be and to write it down and to hold on to it and to read it every day and to keep it and to aim after it, man, that's
Oh,
a blessing.
I like that.
say,
How, I
go
got
ahead, go ahead.
how how important do you think it is for the youth to see individuals like all of us up here to be able to go back and speak to them so they get the inspiration to see it somebody like them standing up there as opposed to somebody else, of the opposite color, or having
Sure,
going through the struggles that they go through every day and dealing with their things that they deal with.
sure. That's a great question as well. And I want to take this some moment to shout out Tony Johnson with Wealth is Gangster, with House of Resources,
Already.
with Changing the
Yeah.
Narrative, because he is in every single day. I went for 1 week. This man out here in these streets every single day, pulling children out of the street, real talk, and having
For
a
real.
safe place for them to come learn how to take those same skills, those same talents, those same abilities that they utilizing in a negative way and turn it around and use it in a positive way and then connect with investors and local figures within that same community to also come in and pour their resources in and support and open doors and give them opportunities and things of that nature. Man, what he's doing, he's really doing the work. He's doing some real work. And I just wanted to salute Tony real quick. But I think it's super
Man,
important, and
for real salute.
yeah, real talk, real talk. And I think it's super important. I think it's one of the most important missions that we can have. We don't got to go, to some third world country to be a missionary. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like we can be a missionary in our own communities. And a lot of times what the next generation sees is they see, the football player, the basketball player, the entertainer, the music artist that look like us and that is successful, and then they aspire to do
To be.
those things first, right? They aspire to do those things first, and it's okay to do those things, right? But the probability of them being able to successfully, take care of business, so to speak, is very low, especially if you're talking about, in a positive way,
Hmm.
right? So showing them that, financial literacy, starting a business, having a trade, being an entrepreneur, being a stock investor, you know what I mean? Being a business person, a businessman, a businesswoman, right? Taking your passion and turning it into your profit, right? Utilizing the skills and the abilities that we have and bringing value to whatever market or whatever industry that you are passionate about is cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's why, it's wealth is gangster.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
what wealth is gangster means. It's not gangster to,
yeah,
commit crimes and, genocide of our own community and, negative self-talk and destroying the family dynamic and things of that nature. Wealth is actually
yep.
gangster. And like we said earlier, like wealth ain't only just about money and finances. Wealth is about health. Wealth is about culture.
Culture,
Yeah.
man.
It's about passing a culture down. Like with truth be told, that's a whole vibe. That's why I connected with y'all because I'm like, man, like this is a whole vibe. Like they talking my talk, they talking my language. Like this is a culture that we want to cultivate within our community to get away from the trapping and the drilling and all that. You know what I'm saying? And the, whatever else is going on, right?
Yeah. I me personally, I look at what a person has been through, and then I try not to judge them what they've been through. I judge them for what they are doing at this moment and what they are focusing
Mhm.
towards.
That's right.
And that's why I tell anybody, as long as you have a positive business, it's nothing where I wanted to make this podcast to where even kids can click on it and
Right.
hear grown people have conversations about life, choices, wealth, how to make everything, just going in and
Right.
showing that us, especially as black men, can sit down and have a decent conversation
That's
without
right.
just,
Facts.
you know, the ignorant.
Right. Now that's 100. And that's because we have a culture that's given to us, you know, and we have been incentivized to, duplicate the culture that they've given to us, right? That's why, all the rappers nowadays, from what I hear, most of them sound the same,
I'm saying, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Really?
Because it's something that's given. I mean, they clones,
Yeah,
right? Who cloned Tyrone, right?
for real.
They
That's a good
clone.
movie.
It's a great movie, right? It's a lot in that movie,
I
right?
haven't seen it yet, but I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, you're gonna have to watch that one. I'm not gonna spoil nothing for you. I'm a,
Yeah,
I'm a,
Yeah.
I'm a
that's a
move I'm
good
gonna
one.
move on. Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, I'm gonna check that one out
You're
for
gonna do a whole show on just that movie whenever you get done
Man,
watching it.
real. I'm
you,
gonna do a
Y'all gonna
whole
do a whole show.
yeah, you might have to watch it twice too. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, we gonna see. We gonna see. I got this photo, man. I just wanted to see if you could elaborate on this photo right here.
Yeah, for sure. Let me see what you got. Oh, snap. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh man, let's get
I was
into it.
in. Hold on. I was in one in that deal. We ain't got long, but I was off in there. And
Right.
say,
Say,
man,
man,
buying blocks.
buying blocks. Buying blocks. So
Come on.
shout out to Regis Jones, president of Urban Power Connections, and shout out to Hussein, Math Man Abdullah with H.A. Holmes, one of the smartest. He don't even really look. You want to learn something about real estate
Uh huh.
or business or anything of that nature? He's just in business because it makes him money. That man is a teacher.
Hmm.
Now that man is a teacher. He's in the real estate business because it multiplies his money but he understands the game of not just making money but multiplying it, and then not just multiplying it but keeping it, because that's a whole nother game.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother game. My first year in the business, I didn't know anything about that game, so Uncle Sam hit a lick.
Uh,
Oh
okay.
yeah,
Okay.
Uncle Sam
Okay.
hit a lick, right? But once you start to, get into, oh snap, like this is wild, and then you start to understand that game of not just managing it but keeping it, then you'll be able to control more of your wealth. So shout out to both of them men. So that picture was the first Money Mondays, which is going to go on every Monday, and they're going to not only be discussing the vision of Urban Power Connections moving forward, which is a crowd fund.
Mm.
Right, right. Urban Power Connections is a crowd fund. Regis is the president of that crowd fund, and what we do is, and I'm a member of that organization. So what we do is we not only teach and give knowledge to the community in regards to creating wealth through real estate and business, but we also give them the opportunity to do that as well. So in
Mhm.
places like downtown Killeen, major gentrification is going on.
Oh
And it
man.
would be great to say, oh, we're not going to let you gentrify our community. But the reality is that we can't stop it. What
Hmm.
we have to do is gentrify our own community.
Community. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And the way that we do that is by giving them the knowledge and the information and the skill set to put themselves in a better position financially, but then also give them the opportunities to do that. So that's what we offer. We offer them opportunities as well. If they can get in at the grassroots level of many different projects, and if they don't have the finances, they can do what's called sweat equity. So they can put forth the work in that specific project and still be able to own a share based on the work that they was able to provide. So now they earning and learning at the same time.
Hmm.
And now they own in their own community,
Yeah.
you
Okay.
see,
That's
rather than
great.
just renting out.
That's
Yeah.
right. I like that.
For real. I ain't even think of it like that. You know what I'm saying? That's a big picture. But you know what? I ain't even gonna be like that. I'm gonna be 100, and I'm gonna let y'all see this man at work, man. I'm gonna let y'all see him work.
Oh,
Check this
snap,
out.
what you got?
Check this out. Hold up, I'm muted again.
Contact with the primary decision maker. Unfortunately,
Ain't nothing no corn.
all right, so here we go again, right? I told you it was going to be a part two, so let's go check out this house. I was finally able to get in contact with the primary decision maker. Unfortunately, the person who owned the house was deceased,
Hmm.
so I had to do a little bit of research and find out who I needed to talk to that can make the decisions regarding the sale of this specific property. Let's go check it out. They gave me access to the property, so I'm not here trespassing, right? So as you can see, man, this property is not in bad shape. Here goes the living room, right? Here goes the kitchen. Cover up your nose because there's something dead in here. That looks like it's been dead for a while. Jerry, don't show that, right? Kitchen's not too bad, right? It's not going to take a lot to fix up this property. Here we go. Room number one. Look, all these floors, nice. I won't even have to touch the floors. Room number two, got a
Dang.
water heater. Got a bathroom, right? It's a 3-1.
Mm.
And room number three, original wood floors in here. Guys, all it takes is a little bit of research whenever you're driving for dollars to locate and identify a property that you really like, put in the work, and check it out. Look, this one's off market. So learn how to put your investor hat on so that you can locate these deals yourself. I'm out.
Say, man, that man. Say, boy, if I had some hand claps right there, cut straight to the chase. Say,
Yeah, definitely.
that's how you do it right there.
Man, yeah, yeah. So that's what we do. Like, so I don't have a license, okay? But you don't need a license to buy and sell real estate.
Mhm.
You just
Well,
need a license to sell somebody else's real estate and represent someone buying real estate. But I don't need to do that, right? So a lot of times what we do is, I mean, how many times have you drove through the neighborhood, whichever neighborhood you living in, or you going to check on something or on your way to work, and you see a house that's boarded up and says keep out, or you see a house that is overgrown with grass and trees is covering it, and the mailbox got tons of mail coming out. And the trash cans, you don't even see them because they're not even being used anymore, right? How many times do you see that? Maybe once or twice a day, maybe once or
Yeah.
twice a week. You know what I mean? Those are the properties that we go after
Hmm.
because they've been abandoned or neglected. And what it does, it tells me a story about the owner that they might be going through some type of situation. You
Mm-hmm.
see? And now I'm able to create a win win solution for these owners because this property, one way or another, is costing them money. See? So
Hmm.
what I'm able to do is come in and make them an offer, hopefully that they can't refuse. And if they accept it, then I put it under contract, like I'm gonna buy it.
Uh, uh,
Let's say I put it under contract for $50,000. Well, I ain't got $50,000, right? Especially in the beginning, I didn't have $50,000, right? So what I do is I take that contract and I sell it to the highest bidder. I
uh,
assign my equitable interest in the contract. It's basically like selling a position
Mm-hmm.
in a stock. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
uh,
So you
uh,
sell it for a fee. So let's say that this real estate investor who he ain't got time to be going and finding these houses in a neighborhood. He got too much going on. Right? So I bring the contract to him and say, "Hey, Mr. Real Estate Investor, like I got this property, it's you can probably make about, here go the address, look it up and see how much you can make on it. I think it'll be worth about $150,000 when it's all fixed up, and it'll only take about, $60,000 to fix it up, right?" And he'll be like, "Okay, well, how much is it?" I'll tell him, "Well, it's $60,000." He said, "All right, well, sign me up." So what I do is I have a contract with him that assigns this contract to him, if you get what I'm saying. So now he has the position in this contract for a fee. Let's say that fee is $10,000. So whenever the closing day comes, the seller is going to sign, get her $50,000. The buyer is going to bring they $60,000, get the keys to the property, and then the title company going to write me a check for $10,000.
$1,000.
That's right. And
uh,
that's
say,
wholesaling real estate.
That's
like
nice.
selling. Let me stop.
Exactly. See, it
You flipping
is.
a different type of brick.
Man,
Yeah,
look,
yeah,
it's the
yeah.
same.
Okay.
And look, guess what? And this game can be just as crooked as that one.
Mm.
You got a lot of scamming, you got a lot of fraud, you got a lot of looking over your back because a person might smile in your face, but on the opposite side, they, got different type of words, different type of energy. You know what I mean? Like it's just the same world.
It's cutthroat still.
It's cutthroat
Uh,
still.
man, already I see. Huh? well,
I got
well,
one last question for you real quick before we go. Last week we was kind of talking about your network. So I'm pretty sure you have a great network. Will you just say what's the importance of having a good network and a good team around you to be able to do these things, especially when you can't do all these things yourself if you don't know how to do a certain type of project, whether it's contracts. But I mean, you knew all that stuff, but just having a good network around you.
Right. I think look, Kevin, I just sent you another video if you want to show that one too. Um
hey, see, and I had one already
you
ready.
have
I'm
one loaded up?
My bad.
No, 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 you're okay. That's a great question. That's an important question.
Go find it.
They say that your network
Work is your
is
net
your net
worth.
worth, right? I think that we should build our life, not just our business. So I have a spiritual network first. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like I have to have a spiritual network, and that spirituality has to be in order. So I have to be accountable to somebody spiritually first. You know what I mean? And that's what in
Definitely.
my right. So that's what aligns everything else. Then I have to be accountable as a husband. You know, I have to be accountable. That's my network off the rip. It's my spiritual counsel, so to speak. You know, who my order, right? And then it's my family, you know, my wife. That's my that's my rib, right? My help me, right? Then I have that children, and then it starts to trickle out into, you know, mentorship, business mentorship, and then your partnerships, and then your your relationships, right? So network is the most important aspect of our lives, and I think that when we look at it, we should look at it from a life perspective and not just a business perspective. You know what I'm
I like
saying?
that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Say, I'm gonna hit y'all with these two because I gotta touch on this one. I gotta touch on this one right here. Nah, for real, I gotta touch on this one. I've been waiting to touch on this one because I didn't get to do like I wanted, but
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna make it a special note to do it.
Right.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
and that deep voice y'all hear in the background, that's Tony. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
Congratulations, that's Tony.
Right here. You got it. Come on, man. Real talk. Because check this out. My son told me, he said, Dad, why you been flipping little houses? Why not get a hotel? I knocked every single I was like, man, you might be onto something. I knocked every single door, every single hotel owner from W.S. Young to this one. These people said yes. That's what's up, man.
Uh,
Visionary young.
Yeah, that
Hey,
was my
yeah,
son right there.
congratulations.
Yes,
that
sir.
right
Thank
there.
y'all.
I was like, man, so he said that?
Yeah, yeah. My
Wow.
son told me because he had this thing when he liked to he would be with his grandma a lot, and they would go travel, and they would or with his mom or with us, and we go travel, and he's always just infatuated with these hotels. Like he want to look at the reviews online. He want to go and explore the whole hotel, every single room. Me and my wife had a baby shower at a hotel, venue, right? He not even worried about the baby shower. He want to go look at the hotel. He
For
want to see
real.
what the rooms are. He want to leave reviews on the hotel and things of that nature. So he was like, "Look, Dad, like you need to be looking into buying the hotel." So when he started saying it, I don't know why it was just I was like, okay, well I think we could do that. So I started looking into it, knocking on doors, trying to understand the hotel numbers and things like that. He inspired me. So we had somebody say yes, and again we bought that hotel without even using a bank.
Wow.
Me
Say
and
that one
Jerry
more
got
time. Say that, say that, say whoa,
me
whoa,
and
whoa.
Jerry got over $1 million in real estate without ever using a bank.
Wow.
Wow.
Right. Without ever using a bank. We finna buy a house I just got a text message too confirming it. We finna buy a house either this week or next week. I'm trying to push it off to the actual event so I can actually do it in front of people. Like, man, you can buy a house like this, right? But we're gonna buy a house and never use the credit. Never filled out a bank loan. Never had nobody give me no hard inquiry, soft inquiry. Never had to send my taxes in. None of that stuff. Over $1 million in real estate.
Wow.
We've had people give us houses before. Give us houses.
That just
They
says that you guys are doing great business.
that's we were just at right place and right time as well. Just keeping the traction in the business going, but right place, right time. But understanding that everything that they tell us red pill, blue pill, right? That's with everything, including real estate. Because they think they make it seem like it's so hard. Oh, it's so hard to get into real estate. You got to have your ducks in a row. You got to have, money. You got to have credit. You got to have, you know what I'm saying, resources. You got to have this. No, you don't. You got to have information, and then you got to have action. Putting that
Mindset.
information into action, and now you're going to create a reaction. And that's what we teaching. That's what we're going to be teaching. We're going to be teaching how to do, how to do all that. How to, create cash, how to create cash flow, and ultimately how to get into creating wealth
That's
using real
awesome.
estate. Right, right, right. Appreciate that.
We can't hear you, bro.
I got to get you back on here because I got more questions, man. I got more stuff. I got more pictures. I'm for real. I need more time. I'm gonna have to bring you back. But when I do it, I'm gonna have to bring you and Jerry at the same time.
Yeah,
That'll
yeah,
really,
yeah,
yeah, that'll really do it good. But I am gonna
yeah.
make sure I play that one that you just sent me though.
Oh,
I
yeah, yeah. Y'all gonna like this one. It's one of my favorite. I got another one too, but we'll get it next time.
hold up. See, he over here. I gotta make sure I grab the right one because yeah. Let me make sure I. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. My fault, y'all. I pushed the wrong button. All right, here it is, right here.
Yeah.
There you go again.
All the fancy
God,
lace, stuff like that. It's crazy.
That's terrible.
that's terrible.
Yo,
You see
God,
all that stuff in there?
Oh,
Hey, it's some craziness.
it's got two bedrooms.
so you
Let
mean
me.
tell me somebody left all their stuff in there?
Somebody was hoarding all their stuff in there, and the house has squatters in it. So
oh
that's
man,
why Jerry was looking. He was like, "Man, make sure ain't nobody in there," because the other one we found somebody in there. He busted out the bathroom. We got that on video too. Like we was walking around the house looking like I smelled fresh cigarettes just got put out. And the owner was like, "Yeah, they be in and out of here." I'm like, "Jerry, here's where they coming in from, the back door. Look at the back door, busted wide open." So I'm looking. I'm like, "Man, this must be clear." I open up the bathroom. Boom, he right there. He
no,
just like, "Man, look, I just want to leave." I'm like, "Man, I just want you to leave."
Really? You gonna go, bro?
wow,
Man, that is crazy,
But you know
man.
what's wild? What's even more crazy? Me and Jerry made $17,000 cash. Never touched that house. Didn't pick up a pair of clothes. Didn't pick up a hammer. Didn't do none of that. Didn't do none of that.
man,
Made seventeen
17,
thousand dollars on that piece of property and never bought it. Never even bought it.
just a contract.
Just a contract. That's right.
Say, man, y'all need to get in this man's classes with it. Man, say, I'm gonna have to get off in these classes.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
I need some of that right there. For
Yes,
real.
sir. Yes, sir. I think we all should have it. It's a skill set that we all have because we all drive by the houses. Boom. If I see that house, I just put in a little bit of research. Like the initial video that you seen, I just put in a little bit of research and I know how to approach that specific type of situation with value to the person that I'm doing that interaction with. And you're always going to get equal or more value. You know what I'm saying? Based on the problem that you're able to solve. So
Mhm.
obviously that was a problem, right?
Yeah.
The husband didn't want to deal with it no more. Wife was just, how hoarders are. They want to hold on to everything. I might need this, I might need that. They weren't living in it, but she didn't want to sell it or nothing. And then ultimately she was like, "Yeah, I'll consider selling it for this." I said, "Perfect, I could do that for you."
Mm,
Mm.
And the husband was just grateful as all get out. "Oh, Michael, thank you so very much for coming in here and, taking care of this situation. We've been dealing with this situation for years. I'm glad she finally let this house go." And they were just as happy as all get out.
Mm. Say,
So it was like a value
a
add
win for
situation to
everybody.
That's right. That's right.
for real. Look at that. And you got people in the comments, man. Appreciate the
Man, y'all are more
game.
than welcome.
Say, we gonna bring him back because I know he finna do a whole lot more. And I got to have him and Jerry on the same time, man.
Yes, sir. Yes,
This
sir.
this really interesting, man. I appreciate you coming, Mr. Lane, and dropping jewels on us, man. I I don't know what to say, man, because I just learned a lot. I,
I appreciate it, man. Give out your social media so everybody can catch up with you, so they can get your classes and stuff like that.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
sure thing. So I'm mostly on, I got all social media, but I'm mostly on Facebook. So if you just look me up, Mykael Lane,
let me see if
Mykael,
I can pull him up on
yes,
here.
sir, Lane, Lane. That's where you'll find mostly all of my posts and all of my, information that I put out. And you can reach out to me directly if you have any questions about how to get started in real estate. And if you do have like a deal already that you're working on and you need some assistance, maybe there's some, legal situations, or, you're trying to find a way to, value add to the person that you're interacting with, you can reach out to me there. I would love to be able to be of assistance to you and,
That's what's
add value to you anyway.
Man, that's what's up. That's his page right there, y'all. Write that down, copy it, whatever you need. Go subscribe, find out whatever dates that he is doing something. Him and Jerry say, man, they doing some amazing things and helping change the world and making, our youth more aware of what's going on in today's society.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? Anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Yeah, I'd like to say that, for one, I appreciate y'all for having me on. It's a blessing to be able to come on here and just speak and share energy with like-minded people. And then, if anybody is considering giving up type stuff, man, look, I got 5 felonies. 5 felonies. I was
mm,
forced. I was forced to hustle because wasn't anybody going to give me a shot with 5 felonies. I'm not talking about, I got some misdemeanors too, but I got felonies. You know what I mean? So just keep that positive energy. And if you got a vision, write it down, take a picture, record that bad boy, because the universe is open to you and you're able to do anything that you set your mind to. And I think that's one of the most important aspects of life, is just believing and understanding that prosperity is not about a destination. It's about the whole journey. It's
Yeah.
about the ups, the downs, and everything. That's what
yes, sir.
prosperity is to me. You know what I mean? So that's what I would leave you with.
At that.
Already. For real. Say, man,
Yeah.
it's been a good show, man. I appreciate
Yeah,
you coming through. Me and Rob Rich, we love talking to you. You can always come get in the comments. You can come get in the conversation. We'll pull you
Anytime.
up in here anytime
yeah, yeah.
and help us fix some of the issues that we all got going on in our life.
Man, that's love, man. That's love and respect. I appreciate it.
You
I
too,
appreciate
Jerry,
y'all
if you
too.
on here. You too. You can come through. Hit it,
Yeah,
hit
real talk.
it.
Real talk. Cause I wouldn't be where I'm at. Even me or my family wouldn't be where we at if it wasn't for Jerry as well.
That's what's up.
That's like family too. You know what I mean? Now Kevin, go watch Who Cloned Tyrone,
I'm gonna watch.
and let's talk about it.
Let's talk
I'm
about
ready
it.
to talk about that. That's gonna blow your mind. You
I'm
gonna
gonna go
like it.
watch it, and we gonna do that. We gonna sit down. We gonna talk about it, cause I'm with all that. I
Right.
just yeah, we gonna talk about that.
Okay. All right. All right. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. It's a
And
lot in there. I want to know what you got from it. I want to know what
Right.
Rob got from it too. Yeah.
Bet. I
oh
got you.
Yeah. Yeah.
man. All right then. I guess I'll do it. But yeah, man, it's your boy K Jizzle.
Man, and what up? It's your boy Rob Rich, man. We appreciate you, Mykael, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. It
man.
was a blessing.
Say we up out of here. We'll holler at y'all. Peace.
Hey.